I wish that people would treat me how they would treat a married, registered nurse with 2.5 kids in Indiana. That's how I wish people would treat me.
I produced porn for 9 years. We would recruit brand new models all the time, college students or something, but over the course of time, you could just see them change. You know, you could just see the life kind of get sucked out of their eyes.
Being raped and it really messed me up.
Hey, ich bin Sandy von Heroes und jetzt, bevor du gleich weiterschaust, eine kurze Warnung. Wenn du jemand bist, der sehr leicht getriggert wird oder sehr sensibel auf gewisse Inhalte reagiert, dann überleg dir bitte kurz, ob du weiterschauen möchtest. Denn das, was du jetzt gleich in diesem Video über die Pornoindustrie und ihre Darstellerin erfahren wirst, ist ziemlich schockierend. Also mit dem im Hinterkopf, schau dir jetzt das Video an und danach wirst du vielleicht nie wieder Pornos schauen.
It's basically the biggest regret that I have working in the adult industry. I wish more than anything that I never shot for that company. And they try to exploit women to say things that they have in their lives that they're shameful about. And
you pretty much have to shoot like almost every day.
You participated in increasingly more and more aggressive. What impact did shooting 20, 30 scenes in a month have on your body? What did you feel like?
I had to be taken to urgent care, I think more than 10 times. And then the actual emergency room, I had to go there twice. I was constantly getting sick with strep throat, mono, getting the flu, like.
I was a burned out prostitute and stripper. I was a single mom, addicted to drugs and alcohol. I was the kind of person that the porn industry preys upon. The porn industry preys upon people who are already damaged, so they can damage them more.
so the scene starts, and right away it's just push, push, slap, slap, split, spit, slut, whore. It was just this bomb of just physical abuse.
So these guys, they just saw you, frankly, as a money machine.
Absolutely.
Like literally some piece of shit, like 20-something-year-old glorified pimp is going to house parties with underage girls and convincing them to do porn.
Reading the words of some of these girls who have been sex trafficked and forced into porn, and all of these stories of girls whose lives have been ruined by it, and by men who have taken advantage of them, and by contracts that they didn't even understand the jargon of.
And I was like, so you just turned 18, like how are you here? And she's like, oh, I used to go to this house party when I was like, 16, 17, and I met this guy, he's an agent. He told me I'd be this great big porn star and I would be so successful, and I really believed him, and he's sort of been just kind of like preparing me, so as soon as I turned 18, like here I am.
How did you get involved with the sex porn industry?
I struggled my entire childhood with weight, and I never felt attractive or worthy of male attention. And suddenly, my first year of college, I start losing all this weight from making small changes. And once I did that, I started garnering all of this attention from men, and I was never used to it. After feeling what it was like, that validation and the compliments for the first time, I did not want that to go away.
All right, Brittany, take us through this. How did you get involved in porn?
Well, I got involved in porn just from, I felt very rejected growing up as a child, so I was basically looking for love in all the wrong places, and they were, saying things to me that I didn't hear at home. They were saying, you are beautiful, you're destined to be a star, we absolutely love you, we make romance movies, if you're ever interested, give us a call.
It wasn't just, hey, do you want to come do porn? It was more so, oh, you're beautiful, like, would you like to do some modeling? Oh, you have a great body, like, I think you'd be great in nude modeling, things like that.
Urinary tract infections, yeast infections, and then eventually, towards the end of my career, I caught herpes. But yeah, I was constantly getting sick, and not just that, because of the types of scenes that I was doing, I couldn't eat. I was not allowed to eat.
And they promised me that I would be kept safe. That porn people are the cleanest people in the world. And that if we get our tests every 30 days for HIV, that I'll be kept safe. Are you sure? Of course, baby. Of course we're sure. You'll be safe. After about 30 movies, I got burned and I caught 2 sexually transmitted diseases. One of those diseases was HPV, human papillomavirus, which I had never heard of. And another was a non-curable disease, herpes, and it devastated me. And I tried to kill myself with prescription pills. I didn't care anymore. I had herpes on my mouth, my lips, my throat, my vagina, my anus, everywhere. I was a monster.
A few months after I quit, I started getting messages on my YouTube channel from girls telling me they wanted to commit suicide. And there were a few random emails from guys not knowing how to talk to girls in real life because their only relationship with a woman had sadly been on a computer screen. It doesn't take a psychiatrist to figure out that porn not only affects the lives of the people working in it, but also the lives of the people watching it.
I was 10 years old. I was on the computer and I remember looking at a little pop-up, and that was like the first spiral. I remember my first video that I watched in 5th grade, and every day that I would just go back to my room after school, after the bus ride, and look at porn. That was like my whole middle school.
Do you think there is some sort of post-traumatic stress that is in you from this experience?
Yes, and I think it kicks in mostly when I go out in public, because the stares I get, I feel like people can see through my clothes, and it brings me deep shame. It makes me feel like I lost all right to my privacy, which I did, because I'm one Google search away.
Yeah.
When I go out, I feel as if I'm wearing slut across my forehead. So I have really gotten to the point where there are days to weeks at a time where I don't leave my house. When I go out and I meet a new friend and then it turns out they don't want to be my friend anymore. Or people treat me as if I am a pedophile. They don't treat me like an ex-sex worker. They treat me like I would somehow be damaging to children.
A simple question, like, how would you like to be treated?
Oh my gosh, I've never thought about that. God, I never even, that is so simple. I guess, like, I would, I wish that people would treat me how they would treat a married registered nurse with 2.5 kids in Indiana. That's how I wish people would treat me.
I didn't know what love was. I didn't even know if I could feel love anymore. I looked at women like objects. There was no emotion involved in the act of making love. What was that, making love? I had sex for money. I was a prostitute. I couldn't feel anymore. See, for me, I had to go to work to do the porn so that I could buy the drugs to bury the pain of doing the porn. So I'd go to work and do the porn so that I could buy the drugs to bury the pain. And around it went.
So what are the dangers from the porn industry? Was there a lot of drug abuse? What did you encounter?
I definitely encountered a lot of drug abuse. I myself was hooked on heroin and various different kinds of pills, cocaine, and for a short period of time, crystal meth.
Were you doing that to numb yourself, or were you doing that to get through the scenes? Why were you so involved in drug use?
Yeah, I mean, it started because I was about 105 pounds and a director told me that I was fat and that I needed to lose weight. So I started using cocaine and it was just like this instant rush, and it actually helped me get through the porn scene. So.
Is it true that it was the first time that you revealed that you were raped when you were 11 years old?
Yeah. Especially to the world. But the first time I've ever said it out loud was on that track Father's Field. Women and men that are raped do. And I think with me that being raped and it really, really, really messed me up. It was the single most traumatic thing that ever happened to me in my life, and it made me insane. It really did. It made me crazy, and that, not that alone, but that and things that happened afterwards, and growing up and being really overdeveloped and being always thought of as the bad girl because of the way I looked. I was always completely tortured with that, and a lot of other things that happened, and then, you know, my parents being apart, my dad being the alcoholic, just like a lot of things.
Until, you know, February 2011, you know, Valentine's Day showed up, and coincidentally my computer also broke around that time, and I stopped watching porn. I couldn't look at porn for a good 6 months, and only then when I realized what a porn-free life was like, my head like physically felt lighter. I could think clearer. I was less anxious. I was more confident. I was less jealous of other people. I remember only thinking about just getting through the day so I can look at porn and that be my high. And then post porn, the whole day can be a high. You know, like I wake up and life is good, and take out my guitar or go riding or hang out with my friends or just enjoy the sun, just enjoy people, compared to like being in my room by myself. I just remember what a black and white moment that was for me.
Okay, jetzt der Grund, warum ich dieses Video gemacht habe, ist nicht, dass ich irgendwie moralisieren möchte und dass ich den moralischen Zeigefinger erheben möchte und dir sagen will, okay, du darfst dir nie wieder Pornos anschauen oder was weiß ich, sondern mir geht es wirklich darum, mit diesem Video einfach zu zeigen, was in der Pornoindustrie wirklich abgeht, und dass das, was die meisten Männer denken, nämlich sehr viele Männer denken, ja, okay, die Pornodarsteller, die genießen das alle, die machen das alle freiwillig und so weiter. Und das ist eben oft nicht der Fall. Und deswegen hoffe ich, dass ich mit diesem Video dir einfach eine neue Perspektive auf dieses Thema vielleicht eröffnen habe können. Und mach damit, was auch immer du willst. Und die andere Sache, die viele Männer eben einfach nicht wissen, ist, dass es wissenschaftlich inzwischen ziemlich gut nachgewiesen ist, wie zerstörerisch Pornos sich wirklich auf das Gehirn und so weiter auswirken und auch noch zahlreiche andere Folgen haben, wie Erektionsprobleme und so weiter. Und ich habe dir hier unter diesem Video mehrere Ressourcen verlinkt, wo du dich da gerne mal informieren kannst. Schau dir das auf jeden Fall an, es ist ziemlich heftig, ziemlich gefährlich. Jetzt, wenn dir dieses Video gefallen hat, dann gib mir gerne einen Like und abonniere auch den Kanal, wenn du es noch nicht getan hast. Und schreib mir auch gerne in die Kommentare, was du davon hältst. Also, was hat es mit dir gemacht jetzt, wo du das gesehen hast? Und wie gesagt, lass mich das in den Kommentaren wissen. Ich antworte auf die Kommentare alle persönlich. Ich lese die alle persönlich. Und ansonsten sage ich jetzt einfach mal, wir sehen uns im nächsten Video. Bis dann.